live tonight. Some of you have already figured that out. But we had some good ideas and something's going to happen, so sit tight for the following cold open. Picture it. It's the end of August and you're being dragged by your legal guardians through Zellers or Byway or whatever your local equivalent of a bargain store is. Because it's back to school time. In some ways, it's a slog. Packs of loose leaf are on special for $1 each and mom wants you to get 8 for the whole year. On the other hand, new backpacks, 5-star binders, a lunch bag with an ice pick. Sorry, I should have said ice pack. Now that we're adults, though, we can't get that same kind of rush from back to school. There's no reason to buy the good set of pencil crayons. When I need a new backpack, I just borrow one of my wives. And at my age, the cashier gives me weird looks when my conveyor belt is full of Lisa Frank, Trapper Keepers, and condoms. Therefore, we propose a new shopping event for working adults. Back to office. Instead of loose leaf, every store has a special on reams of printer paper. We'll go paperless next year. You've definitely grown a little over the summer, so it's time to head down to Moore's Clothing for Men for a new suit. And as a kid, you always wanted a set of gel pens, but now, as an adult, you can enjoy this special on fountain pens, which you can still fill with glittery purple. All the new lunch boxes for adults have come out, and they're all based on your favorite TV shows. You can choose from The Boys, Bridgerton, Three Body Problem, or Bluey. You'll find the Star Wars Acolyte boxes in the bin at the back. The cynical among you might ask, isn't this just a thinly veiled excuse to trick people back to the office and stop working from home? Yes, and forewarned is forearmed, so don't fall for their bullshit. It's all just a vibe, and something's gonna happen.
From near and far, young and old, people of every shape, ability, and gender, welcome to LoadingReadyVIBE. Today on the show, we spend a little time living in the past in back to school chat. We bone up for our first classes with a quick LRRning videos. And we do something else. Listen, it's a vibe. It'll be okay. All this and more, or possibly just all this, on Loading Ready Vibe, starting right now.
Brings back memories, eh?
No.
No, not these stickers.
Oh, wow. That's no.
Right?
Hey, just get back to your seat.
All right.
Jeez.
Jeez, beej.
Jeez, Beej.
Got my drink station already set up, and
Knock it off, Steve Beej. Yeah, watch your drink.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm going to bring that around front for myself.
welcome everybody. It is a Loading Ready Vibe, the next in the series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of 2?
Yeah.
We were trying to figure this out. We know we've done 1. And apparently, maybe we did another one, but not really?
There's no way of knowing even if you were there.
Yeah, because we've done the Boxing Day episodes, which have the feeling of a vibe, but they're 8 hours long.
Yeah, they're definitely not the Boxing Day ones. I
Yeah.
don't actually know when we would have done a third proper vibe, but
Yeah.
Anyways, tonight was supposed to be the August episode of Loading Ready Live. Now, technically speaking, you already got an August episode of Loading Ready Live, so stop whining, all right? You didn't get an episode. You didn't get one for July. That you can whine about.
Except we gave it to you in August, so stop whining.
Whining, yeah. Jeez, Chad, back off. Anyways, yeah, tonight was supposed to be live. We are ramping back up into Friday night's production. They started today actually, but going all the way through next week. At which point we should basically be 100% done, which is great. But it does mean that we've been a little bit preoccupied with getting stuff ready for that. Also, and we can't really show you this, but most of the office is in a terrifying disarray of chaos that is personally giving me a tremendous amount of stress. I hate it.
There are so many dangerous fluids.
We found a cone of space that the cameras can fit.
Yeah. Basically right here, this is it. This is the cleanest part of the moon base right now.
And we had to work to make it so.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it was just going to be way easier on everybody here to vibe. So we're going to vibe. and we thought we leaned into the back to school thing by doing a little bit of chatting about our old school days of the positive variety.
Yeah.
And then we'll learn some stuff. It's going to be great.
Just a quick note.
Yeah.
Is this camera like terribly bright, or is that just the monitor?
I think it's just the monitor.
I think it might just be me specifically.
Also, possibly Ian.
I always look like I'm being touched by an angel.
It might. I mean, so actually, we haven't really talked about this actually, but we have actually swapped all 3 studio cameras in Studio C as of last week.
Oh yeah, you want to see them?
Just gonna bring it down slightly.
Oh yeah, bring 7 over to 5.
Yeah, we can bring 7 over
Or
to
to
6
6
maybe actually.
Six,
Yeah, look at there we go.
They've got handles.
So isn't that cool.
So we got 3 brand new Blackmagic studio cameras to replace our 3 Blackmagic studio cameras, but the old ones are closing in on like
And they light up.
7 years old.
Oh.
You can't really see the light.
Come on,
Wait,
angle.
Oh, Jesus.
There, you can kind of see the backlight.
We had 3. We have 2 now.
To bring this back on track just a bit here.
Yeah.
Whomst got us these cameras?
Youpst
got us.
Hey.
For your kind support over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Check us out there.
There's a pretty good part of why we felt comfortable getting these cameras was the amazing support from the subathon.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
And they do get used pretty much constantly. So.
But you should. I mean, hopefully, you are all noticing a better picture and better lighting and just overall better quality, which is nice.
And if not, put us full screen on your television like we should be.
I have noticed some people mentioning, because we didn't actually get a new, so the overhead camera, like for Magic and stuff,
Yeah.
is not, the camera itself isn't new, but we actually also got a new lens.
Yes. These are also all new lenses on these cameras too. Yeah.
Yeah,
They taste great.
It turns out that both the sensor and the glass that the light goes through are important aspects of the video quality.
What did we find about that?
So the improvements, I would say, are like maybe like 50% camera, 50% new lenses.
Yeah.
Next up is replacing all of our old coat hangers and telephone wire that we use for BNC connections.
Yeah. Ugh.
I've had to rely upon everybody to tell me that everything looks better, because I have such poor vision overall
Right.
that it's been like, this looks better, and everyone's like, yes. I'm like,
We don't
then
go,
I approve you buying more of these.
we don't go by Beige.
No.
Beige's tests. Yeah.
James put me on camera for a crap shot shoot recently, and I think he regretted it.
We all helped, okay?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't regret it. That's good.
I don't even know what you're talking
You
about.
had to set up like a whole bunch of shots for me. You had to like when I was aiming stuff, you're like, no, let me get the focus right. Oh, the variable ND filter isn't quite right, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do it all, and I'm like, I know how to operate this shit, but I'm not.
I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to help me see things. So
My favorite was still when I had Bell's palsy, and so I had I had an eye patch on,
Oh yeah.
and Dale was helping, was there filming something, and of course Dale has an eye patch, and I think it was either Beige or Jer, who both don't have 3D vision.
Yeah.
And we were like trying, like somebody had like the boom, and we were like triangulating.
A little bit closer.
Dear God. Anyways, let's talk about school.
Yeah.
Because we had the idea to let's maybe talk about some of
The back to school.
and some of our memories of school. I actually came up with one.
Oh, good.
Because I was trying to think of because so many of the high school stories I think have been told over the years. Because obviously so many of us from early Loading Ready Run all went to school together.
Yeah, and especially like the high school stories that are directly connected to like Loading Ready Run stuff.
Yeah.
Got a lot of airing on the
20th anniversary. Yeah, it's
podcasts
true.
and stuff, yeah.
And this one does involve the same people, but I don't know if I've ever told the story. Anyways, Oak Bay High School It's no longer there in the form that I know. It's a brand new school now, but it was separated. It was an east building and a west building. And every morning I think it was in grade 10, every morning the group of us would all congregate by this little stairwell where we would lock our bikes up.
Oh, okay.
Like me and Bill and Morgan and Graham and Alan and a bunch of other people you don't know. But we would meet every morning there just before class. People who brought bikes would lock their bikes up. But there was an old bike lock, just an old standard U-lock bike lock that had been there for probably the better part of a year at that point. And so we started to...
Like locked there by somebody?
Yeah, like locked there but no bike. So every morning we would take turns just smashing this thing against the building because we were boys in grade 10.
I thought you were going to say we took turns like trying different combinations.
No, because we deemed it the year's goal to just smash this thing to the point where it broke open.
I thought you were going to say we took turns. Each of us had to come up with a different story as to who left the bike lock here. And so then cycled every week.
Significantly less interesting.
Yeah, all sorts of sophisticated things you couldn't know.
Yeah, no, it would just take it and we just smash it against the building.
Hitting it
and or pull it really hard against the railing with the purpose of trying to open this thing up.
But that's how you never became bike thieves.
It's nice to have a ritual though.
Yeah, it was. I remember that too. Like it's such a weird thing to remember.
Did you have a name for that activity?
No, not really. I don't think so.
Hey boys, let's go smash lock.
Did it pay off?
No.
You never got it open?
I kind of hope that one day you would have all shown up, and then just as you were going to class, somebody would walk up and unlock it and take it with them.
Oh God, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I think one day we just came and it was gone. Because presumably the maintenance crew came by and was like, this has been here for a year. Also, somebody's clearly smashing it against the school.
But like, I don't know. If I was, Kryptonite or whoever makes the law.
Yeah.
Like on the packaging, I would put, survived a year with like 5 high school students trying to beat
15-year-old idiots just smashing the crap out of this thing.
Like that's a pretty good recommendation for a lock.
I mean, because like they put out the forget about it New York style bike U-lock thing that they put out. Now they need to put out an Oak Bay one.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a twig or something that you can break.
Yeah, deer proof.
Anyways, when we mentioned that we would tell old high school or just school stories, that's the first thing that came to my mind. So there's mine. Somebody else go.
Because now you've inspired me that when I was in school, this is not a time I'd want to relive. But do you remember the fire hoses that came on like that come on like reels?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So nowhere else in our school did we have any of these. This is like grade. This is grade 12. We knew better. But there's a separate building at Medicine High School that is just where the band meets. They have their own standalone building, and the drama department is above that essentially. And there was a fire hose reel in there, and I have to assume it was my best friend who said, "Hey, take that off the thing," and I was like, "No," because that clearly is like nothing bad can happen. I swear this is how I remember it. If he's in chat, he's going to say that's not how it happened. But I do remember myself reaching out, grabbing the thing, and being like, "Surely, nothing should happen." And I took the thing off. All you did is just unclip the hose, and I just held it in place, and it just went dun 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 dun. And I grabbed it, and then I clipped it back into place, and I rolled it back up. I'm like, okay, good. Dun, 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 dun. We took off like a shot. But the thing is, we had band next period, so we had to come back
to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, and at that point, we had to confess the fact. It's like, it was us. We didn't think anything would happen, and it's like, okay, well, then we're not. You could get in trouble for that. I'm like, yes, we could get in trouble. I don't get in trouble, so it's like. I was like, I don't want to get in trouble. It's like, you could get in trouble. I was like, well, I don't want to be in trouble. It's like, okay, well, you're not in trouble then. I'm like, okay.
Wait, he was like, you're in trouble, and like, I don't want to get in trouble.
And that worked?
Okay, fine.
It kind of works. Like,
Hell yeah. That's cool. I should try that next time.
Yeah.
don't have many good stories about school, but I do have one for just the end of school. It was my last year in grade 9 in Alberta. I don't know how it works here, but in Alberta, grade 9 is the end of junior high.
That's
And
how it
then-
works here
Then you
now.
go to a different building.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say in Alberta, grade 9 is the end of school.
We have farms. We don't
It
produce
can
anything.
actually be the end of school.
Ken,
Yeah.
in grade 9, I was already at a new school building.
Yeah.
So it is different school by school. But
Yeah, it's really weird. Point is, this was also the end of the year, and this was the most lucrative dumpster diving I have ever done. Because it was an unprotected dumpster out in the country, in the middle of nowhere, which is where our school was, with, of course, within the cone of annihilation for Canadian Forces Base Edmonton.
Oh, right.
But man, the amount of people would just dump their bags and desks and lockers into the trash directly at the end of the year because they didn't want to take anything. And of course, parents would just buy new stuff for kids.
So this is the high school garbage.
No, this is the junior high schools.
Rather, yes, okay.
Calligraphy sets,
Dead
geometry
bananas.
sets,
Full of dead bananas.
Dead bananas.
Why is it full of dead bananas?
Because it's from cleaning out your locker at the
Did
end
you
of the year.
have a protractor collection? Is this why you were excited by this?
I had a few, yeah. At that
Okay.
point. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you never have a kid who had like the banana that was in the bottom of their locker the whole year?
No, I don't think so.
That would get detected at our school.
Also,
Well, it's detectable.
just to quickly
Hey.
I had a
back,
sandwich.
You did say the cone of annihilation.
Yes.
Yuck.
Sorry, this is something we talked about on AFK earlier this week. Check out youtube.com/LRRTT about the atomic bombs back during the Cold War. You would get these maps of like, here's the rings of survivability.
You have summoned an Alex.
Yes.
I was running tech on AFK. I don't remember talking about rings of survivability.
Just like the Crocono
because
board.
they're like the Crokinole board.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, being within running distance of the local Air Force base at the time meant that our schools were absolutely vaporized, on launch,
Great.
or would have been.
When
Fingers
World War
crossed.
III started,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because there were 3 targets in the world that every enemy of the West wanted to hit. One is the White House, one is the Pentagon, and one is the Army base near the place where you grow up.
Canadian Forces Base Edmonton specifically, which had one of the largest runways in the world at the time.
It's the alternate landing site for the shuttle.
Yes.
Yes. No, it was number 3 in the world was CFB Suffield, which is about 100 kilometers outside or 40 kilometers or whatever outside of Medicine Hat, where I grew up, because that's where they did a lot of DARPA research. They wanted to get a hold of all that.
Well, I'm gonna come back at you, Beach, because if we weren't getting it from the CFB Edmonton base,
Yeah.
we're getting it because they also targeted the Refinery Row in northern Edmonton.
I see. Except it's CFB Cold Lake, because that's where they stage all the planes that'll actually intercept everybody.
What about Cold Lake?
Cold Lake, CFB Cold Lake is where they station all the planes and interceptors that basically go up to intercept all the Russians who would be coming over the
You
North
didn't even
Pole.
mention the training they do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, that's where they train the pilots in Canada.
There we go.
In
Right.
Cold Lake.
Yeah. Every
Hey, what should
Hi.
we call this lake?
Did you know?
Yeah, it's
What?
weirdly cold.
My
It's winter.
Sorry, thank you for giving me your trust, Beach. Did you know my grandfather flew voodoos with genie missiles as part of the
You're just making
defense?
words up.
No, for real. Yeah. So he flew with nuclear weapons on loan from the States.
Oh my God.
And this was when
When you were in high school?
no,
When you were in junior high?
Glimmer and
When you were in elementary school?
No.
well, back when he was younger.
So wait, they loaned.
Yeah, the U.S. loaned Canada, like the RCAF, nuclear interceptor missiles. The idea, I think they were actually like
Were they?
unguided.
But how do you return a
Very easily.
Sign them
No,
out.
but
You
like,
just mail it back to them.
This was part of Canada's.
but like if the missile is used, you're not allowed to return it.
Well,
Then
here's the key, Paul. Part of the batshit Diefenbaker plan was that Canadians would have the missiles on the planes, but would still then have to ask the White House for permission to take the shot.
Oh, good. Nuclear sharing.
can we use this missile that we have? Well, if you don't return the missile,
no.
Is this allowed?
So were you
School.
all allowed gel pens at school? Because my school had a strict pen color rule set. We were
Oh.
only allowed black or blue pens,
I
reds
didn't-
for the teachers or for marking our workbooks.
I did not have that. No.
The green gel pens and the yellow gel pens, I think, were explicitly restricted because they were unreadable on paper.
I mean, yellow is pretty
no.
bad. Yeah.
Yellow, yeah. I got Pogs were banned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, briefly.
Yep,
Yeah.
Pogs.
Which is like fair because it was
Yeah.
just gambling.
Same thing with like the Pokemon cards. It was just like, no, the kids are way too into this. There's like fights over silly bands.
It was. I mean, usually what would happen with any of those, like, I mean, Magic was the same thing. It's like what would happen is like the older kids would start like, you know, cheating the younger kids, like
Right.
doing really bad trades and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that would sort of be like, okay, we can't actually have this on. We have, you know, this is getting too close to actual money.
Right.
I think what's different about country schools and more urban schools is that we never got those issues because there was never enough of the product coming into the school on a regular basis. There was nowhere for kids to buy them. They'd have to ask their parents, can you take me into the city so I can
Right.
go buy a single pack of these Magic cards once a week, maybe. But we did get our rock collections banned. Not because of the rock collections. I think because of how we were.
Because you were excavating?
The method with which we were looking for geodes was we found this great big flat rock in the middle of the playground and managed to get a large rock that the largest one we could lift.
Smash it.
And so we put smaller rocks down on the other rock and just smashed through this huge rock.
I would argue that's not the rock collection that's being banned.
No, not
That's
really.
the smashing with the rock.
Yeah.
That's good science.
But now all the rocks that we could collect were boring because we could only see the outside.
Did any of them pay off? Like, did you crack them open and find crystals?
No, yeah, well, definitely lots of lots of quartz stuff.
Just all
you know.
quartz.
Was that a geode-like area?
No, it was not. But we did find some slag from a building that had burned down there at some point before.
Oh.
We don't have any geodes, but we have this slag.
We thought it was a meteor. We were very disappointed.
My favorite memory from school would have been graduation.
Yes.
Getting the hell out.
The thing is, like, my class was, and I went to a school of 1,400 people total. So we had 450 to 460 graduating students that in
It's
my
about the
one
same
year.
as ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all got along. Like there was no sort of like there was striation between like
interesting.
you had your skids and your preps and your sporty people and you had the band students and you had like all that kind of stuff. The problem is that it was Venn diagram city. Like it was like, oh well, some like a third of the band was like sports guys. And then some of them were also some, like, we didn't really have like full on goths or anything, but there were like some people who were like more like that. The hippie type people, there was preps in there and everything. It's like kind of all that overlap. Everyone just kind of was like this weird, like mishmash amalgam of people that all fit on this like long spectrum, I guess you could look at it as. And for the end of the year, not everybody was like friends, but you all kind of got along. You put up with each other as much as you could. Nobody was really like having a lot of distress. And we, but my favorite memory is that during grad, I was in the jazz band, and so we played two songs at the
convention.
at the grad celebration, right? So
Convention.
I had all the grads get a solo,
Right.
and I love to solo, and so
You were playing sax?
I was playing sax, tenor saxophone, and so what I did is in the lead up to my solo, because I think we're playing "What I Like About You." And in the lead up to my solo, there's like a little like 8-bar building bit, and I turned around to the crowd, and I'm not a cool person at all. Keep this in mind. But I started leading the class in like clapping, and they did.
And they did it in time?
Yeah, and they did it in time.
Yeah.
Which is good because one of the other grads was the drummer, so I would have really screwed him over. But yeah, they all clapped along from that point until the end of the song. We had 3 solos and like the rest of the song to go through, but they just kept clapping the whole time. They were for it, and I was like, wow, okay, we all like each other. This is great. I felt awesome.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's real bad if you do that and they don't clap.
Yes, I had enough. I guess I had enough internal riz that I was like, I convinced myself I could make it happen, and everyone wanted to make it happen, so they made it happen. So yeah,
Nice.
it felt good.
All right, Paul, you got a story?
I'm just trying to think, like, specifically high school stuff. A lot of my, I feel like a lot of my sort of notable high school stuff is related to, because I think we talked about this on the podcast, but I was in the like video club at school where we would record all the school functions, but also like all the plays and all things and stuff. And so we had, and so I would get to see all the school plays and stuff, which were great, and see them on multiple nights too, which is always interesting. You see the opening night and you see the closing night and see what changes as things go on. And so the last year, my 12th grade 12 year was also happened to be the year that the drama teacher was retiring.
Oh.
So that was his last year as well. He was. I didn't interact with him like a huge amount, but he was a pretty cool guy. But he was kind of deaf, like he had like hearing aids and both things, and he would always sit at the very back of the theater, like right under the tech booth, and you could see him. And the guys, because the tech people and the like video recording team were sort of hang out a lot, and he would go. He would think that the like sound was too quiet, and so he would go he'd be sitting under the window of the booth with the window, and you could just see his hand like above and they're like, it's plenty loud, you just can't hear it.
Like they had to remind him.
Also, either that or the actors had turned off their mics when they went off stage and they didn't turn them back on, because actors are useless.
We sure are.
Checking my mic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But there's the one thing I remember is because it was his last year. So they did cabaret, which for a high school is kind of a risque play. It takes, obviously it's a bunch of the songs are cabaret songs. And St. Michael's, the school I went to, is it soft pedals it. Like, it's not strongly, but it is technically an Anglican like school. Like they had chapel and stuff. But again, it's his last year, so they don't really care. They didn't really care. Anyway, did it, and so I always remember that there's a scene in where the guy is the writer who's sort of the main person.
Hammer? Helmer?
Yeah, comes over to the person played by Liza Minnelli in the movie.
Liza Minnelli,
right?
Yes.
And they're talking, and they have there's this whole conversation they have where they're making where she's making a drink, like I think it's a prairie oyster, which is like with a raw egg and all that stuff. And they have this whole, and there's like there's some sort of important kind of world building dialogue stuff in that section. The first night during the performance, he comes on. Or they're in. It's supposed to be his apartment. She like comes in, is like, "Oh, darling, blah blah da da. Oh, I have to show you a prairie oyster. It's the best drink." And then she opens the like drinks cupboard, and the prop guys messed up, and their stuff is not there to make the drink.
Oh, this is opening night.
This is opening night.
Okay.
And so at this point, there's like the actor has a decision to make.
Yep.
And depending on, some people might, try to like mime it out or do something, whatever. Anyway, what she decided to do was go, wow, you really don't have anything. Close the door, skipped like 2 pages of dialogue.
Wow.
And just jumped to the end of that scene.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well,
That's a choice.
Yeah, and then just like, and then finish the, and you know the guy playing the other part sort of is sort of trying to catch up, jumping ahead, and they're like, okay, and so this was the opening night, so you know. I didn't really notice anything weird.
but they smoothly got through it.
Yeah, they fairly smoothly got through it, and then they you know, the scene was over. It was a little bit weirdly short scene.
I kind
it
of
was
was going to
over.
say that she went and borrowed an egg from next door or something.
And then they, it must have been whoever the next scene must have been like a quick change. Anyway, and so then of course I went back to we were recording it the next because we were filming it.
Yeah.
And so we were filming it, and we were filming it the next night as well. And I realized that there was like 10 minutes we missed that are supposed to be part of this.
And this is
scene,
new.
right? And so then at the end of when we recorded all the stuff, because we recorded like each night, and then we would cut together like the best stuff. And unfortunately, it was that they were like from a technical aspect, the night where she didn't do the thing looked the best. But it's like, we can't use that because it's like missing a big chunk. Anyway, it was just like one of those weird things that especially when you're like when you're filming it, you're not on stage, and you're not even part of the you're not even part of like the backstage.
Yeah, you're a passive recorder.
Like you're sort of a third party observer, but you're not quite audience. In fact, because the McPherson sucks in terms of how they have their layout, I would be like, they would like set up the cameras like in the audience. And a couple times they like sold the seats that we were supposed to be in.
So you are literally like just one of the dads with a camcorder, but with a much better camcorder.
And like a tripod and stuff set up. But anyway.
Oh, wow.
I imagine it's a lot of fun being a prop guy because if you really want to get one over on the actors,
Yeah.
just put the wrong
just
things
wrong
in there.
things anywhere. Yeah.
I'm making you a drink, and it's like Epsom salts and a road flare. Great.
I've seen on Dynasty ones they had live alcohol in the bottles. It was not stage water.
It's okay as long as they don't have to do too many takes.
Oh, they do a lot of
They
takes.
just go 50 hours with.
Yeah, the
Very little
Dynasty
sleep.
is the 50-hour
Marathon.
non-stop improv marathon. So, yeah.
People do get drunk, but
Oh, in stage and in
Yeah.
the audience.
you go to like swig something you think is water, and then it's just whiskey. It's like,
Smooth.
All right, who wants to learn some stuff?
Oh, always.
Heck
It's
yeah.
important.
too.
never
Too
go
bad.
back.
Too bad. This is a school-based episode.
I graduated.
It's important.
Beach has gone out and found something extremely educational for us to watch.
Yep.
I'm very excited. Paul, hit it. What do we got? What are we
all right.
learning about?
Let's see what we got here. If I go here and then I go here.
Excellent.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Is this
We're already
BFA.
breaking the law.
is it public domain? I didn't check. Not like it matters.
How English is this? Pennsylvania?
I know, right?
Not at all.
We can tell the audio's on from the pops.
Paul, we need that. Paul.
Yeah.
Paul.
That should be our sub thing. Oh my God, that should be our sub scroll.
We could totally do that.
Yeah.
It's just an animated.
A little interim? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be easy to do.
Thank you.
1, 32, 33. How do you do? Inchworm's my name. Measuring's my game. A perfect inch every time. 34, 35, hey! 36.
39.37.
How's the volume for the audience?
Buster, a yardstick measures exactly 36 inches.
Yardstick? This is a meter stick. Worm, it's time you measured up to metrics.
Oh
I
no.
But I'm an inchworm.
So you are, and you really throw yourself into the job.
I think I will.
That's just how people got started measuring, by using themselves, parts of their bodies. The system might not have been accurate, but it did grow on you.
What is that green line?
That's why I
Is that
always,
an inch?
that's
Through
why I always
history,
measure
people
my
got
things in
pretty
shards.
handy at measuring, using the hand. The span,
9 inches.
The man.
Wow. Nice.
the inch.
Inch? Aha!
What was great is
And
everybody
then the
was
fathom.
exactly the same size.
Yeah.
That's the fathom?
Yes, it's an arm span.
The cubit.
Boy.
Wait, isn't the yard the arm span?
And so it went.
Generally.
Until there were almost as many units for measuring as there were parts of the body. And as many sizes of those units as sizes of the bodies. So, King Henry I
So it was
of
a really
England
stupid
declared
system.
My yard.
it was going to be his body
My
that
foot.
set
My quad.
the standard
My inch.
I
for
didn't know we had
pound.
quarks from there too.
everybody.
My
That I could lift as a pound.
Henry I helped shape the standards
Yeah.
of England.
1 pound was just how much Henry I could lift.
Wait.
A mile how long you could
and
walk,
the
I guess.
colonies. But the rest of
Yep.
the world had their own standards. And internationally, nobody's measurements matched.
If only someone would invent math.
I don't even know
Every
where
nation
she's
has
from.
its own standards. Trade, commerce, and communication of new knowledge is very difficult.
To war!
Ah!
In
Fight each other.
1795, the French Academy of Sciences determined a measuring system based on a standard common to everyone.
Result, there are 15 competing standards.
have in common? We have the world itself. We use that.
They did. They took 1/10,000,000th of the distance from the North Pole to the equator and called it
Meter. Voila!
Here's the definition of the meter
That was later
changed
changed
to
to
make
meter.
it a more precise tool. And today, more than 90% of the world uses metrics for measure.
You mean if I don't shape up, I'm going to be out of a job?
Well, a little retraining, and you've got the whole world ahead of you.
But what do I know about metrics?
Where measuring's easy with metrics. Just watch.
Okay.
First, trade in all this.
Oh,
That's
Just
right, no more
3 tools.
pecs.
a bushel and a
Meter.
peck, though.
Liter,
And a rope around the neck.
gram.
Gram.
Now trade these all in for the electron
Meters are
volt.
for measuring length.
Lang.
Length.
Good typography.
Area.
I mean, there is some pretty sweet typography in this.
Look at his area.
Oh no.
Only you.
What's happening to his
And
area?
meters measure volume.
Whoa. This is cool, actually.
They really need to convince a lot of American school kids.
I bet this worked great.
Liters
Well, I feel
measure
like they
liquids.
showed this, and then it was like all the school kids are like, "Yeah, this seems great," and then they were like, "But never use this."
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, we saw this great thing at
And
school.
grams
That's
measure
communist.
mass.
Why are you in school?
Like it doesn't work if you don't actually have the whole other part.
Yeah.
There are units longer and shorter than the meter, larger and smaller
Nothing
than the
could be
liter,
larger than a meter.
heavier and lighter than the gram.
What about 10 meters?
That's just 10 meters together in a trench coat.
Each 10 times larger than the next. The sizes are related by 10 or multiples of 10. Metrics works like money. $1 is equal to 10 dimes,
Or 4 shillings.
100 pennies, or 1,000 mils.
Or
Hey,
threepence.
penny.
How many kroners?
So-
So
metric
10 mils
currency
make
for a
a
while.
penny.
I think it's 30
10
kroner to the
pennies
dollar.
make a dime. 10 dimes make a dollar.
Dad,
Us
what's a
makes a
penny?
dime.
10 $1 bills make a 10 spot. 10 $10 bills make a $100 bill.
That's why I do
10
powers of 10
$100
company
bills
time.
make a $1,000 bill.
There is no larger unit of money.
Now let's turn money
If you have a mega dollar,
into metrics. These are the metric size names.
Okay.
Deca, kilo.
I'm surprised
Milli
that they
means
don't
the unit
mention
is
the
a
relationship
thousandth
between the
of.
3 units.
A thousandth
Decameter
of
is
a
hardly
meter
ever-
Probably get
or a
there.
gram.
Millimeter, milliliter, milligram.
Centi means 100th.
Gotcha. Centimeter, centiliter, centigram.
Deci
Centigram
means
doesn't
a
feel right at
tenth.
all.
Yeah, it's interesting that
Decimeter,
like
deciliter, decigram.
we've all
And now
like
we're
we've
up
sort of
to
locked in
Decigram.
on certain ones,
meter, liter,
and other ones
gram.
don't work. Like
For larger sizes,
Like a
deca
decimeter
means the unit is 10 meters,
would be
liters, or
a
grams.
useful.
Decameter, deciliter, decagram.
Estimation point.
Hecto
Well,
means
a
it would
weird
be a useful
size.
replacement for a foot.
No,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Hectometer, hectoliter, hectogram.
But we also don't say 10 meters,
And
3
kilo is
decimeters, and
1,000.
7 centimeters.
Yeah.
Kilometer, kiloliter,
1
kilogram.
point, dum.
I've
I
got it,
only
I've
use
got it.
kilometers.
It's just 3 kinds of tools.
Because like right now,
Each in
that's
7
part of the
simple
reason why
sizes,
we tend to use
related by
feet is
multiples
that
of 10.
Yeah.
So you won't
metric
need to
doesn't
do a lot of figuring.
have a good thing
Middle ground,
around
yeah.
that size.
And the other
It's
problem
just
is
a
also
jump in the old
ease
decimal
of
point when you
saying
want to
it.
convert
Feet
one
versus
size unit into another.
decameter.
yeah.
Millisubs, centisubs, hectosubs.
Angstroms.
Now that you know
Bits are
how the
also
system
metric.
works, let's use it.
They're like money.
I'd kind of like that the
Very small lengths.
anthropomorphic
Use
representation
the smallest
of
section
the
of
metric
meter,
system
the
is a
millimeter.
period,
A decimal.
a decimal. Right.
The next size up is centimeter.
Are they gonna
10
go
times
into,
larger than the millimeter.
How
I'm about 2.5 centimeters.
difference between like a gigabyte and a
10 times
do
larger
powers
than
two.
centimeters.
yeah.
Then there's the
Now
mil.
the gigabyte,
10
you may
times
think it's
larger
1,000 bytes.
And to
You'd be
measure
correct,
great
but
distances,
computer
skip
people
to
think
kilometer,
differently.
1,000 times larger than meter.
Or a gibby byte.
Okay, area.
Think of area as squares of surface. So you'll be measuring in square centimeters.
Sorry, I only use base 12.
I mean, square. The square part of that isn't the new part.
No, they didn't have squares before we had
You
metric.
just did it in square inches before.
Well, it was the 70s. As evidenced by Battlestar Galactica, they clipped all their corners.
That's true.
Square meter.
God, I hope they pull out metric paper. Please bring out the metric paper.
And a very large area will
That'll
be in
convince everybody.
square kilometers.
I mean, I would be very happy to go. There's another entire video necessary about ISO paper.
Yeah, I'd be very happy to do that too. That's definitely one of those things where it's like,
How about volume?
it's just the fact that there are two standards is the main problem. Like if we locked in on either one, it would be kind of fine.
Well, I mean, again, that's the thing. We're the problem. Everyone else is on board with the
You measure
ISO.
volume, you'll measure
And not me
in
personally.
cubic centimeters.
That means you can make smaller sugar cubes.
Decimeter cubes.
Shrinkflation.
Give me
Previously-
1 decimeter of sugar.
Previously, sugar cubes were 1 inch square. Everything was so sweet.
And large volumes in cubic meters.
That's a fucking huge wedding cake.
Oh my cubic meter wedding cake.
That's like the one I had at my wedding.
It's all filler.
That's a cake where you have like somebody
Measuring
hiding
liquid.
inside to pop
Yeah.
out.
I had to throw 2/3
Buddy,
of that away.
I thought you were going to show me a liter.
That's
a cubic
a cubic
decimeter.
meter is the amount of
Sure
space
is.
I had to ship
Didn't I
all of
tell
my
you?
stuff back from
Liter
Japan.
is another name for a cubic
It's more than you
decimeter.
think.
Ian, the part you were
hold the
complaining
same
about has
amount.
happened.
Good.
That's true. Isn't every block in
You will be
Minecraft is
measuring
supposed to
liquids
be a
yeah.
meter, right?
Correct,
milliliters.
yeah.
For things like medicine.
Which is
Preposterous.
often
Liters?
flagrantly
Yeah,
wrong.
no,
Correct,
like,
yeah.
don't blocks come up to your
Milk
knee?
to gas.
Yes.
You're all giants.
And we can jump so high.
Mind if we hurry on to grams?
What?
She's drowning the worm.
Oh, he's making the water of life.
Something very small to weigh, use milligrams. Then
Like your
jump to
cocaines.
grams. A gram
Like
is
your
about the weight of
cocaines,
a
yeah.
paperclip. Still pretty light, but a
I'm still
1,000
in
times
grains.
heavier than a
But what if we
milligram.
made
And then jump
all
on
the
to
paper
kilograms.
A
clips?
1,000
Hell yeah,
times
your
heavier
packs
again.
of weed.
You measure people in kilograms. not to mention meat and potatoes. And that worm is metrics. How do you like it?
I like it.
Why is
You know, with
Barbie in this
inches,
thing?
it was always get a
There's
wiggle
a
on.
great
But with the
video,
metric system, suddenly I got
I saw on
bounce.
YouTube. There was like the place where they do teeny weeny measurements.
Now,
Like a-
just remember, metrics
And
make
they're
sense.
like using like little
dollars
flakes of like platinum.
cents.
to-
Yep. Just get it up. Have you heard about the guy who's so good at judging
Remember
a
the
sphere
tens
with his
pattern.
hands that it's better than
Thousands.
most mechanical systems? And they bring this guy to
Hundreds.
polish spheres down to like, oh yeah, that's
Tens.
actually round.
Ones, tens, hundreds.
Decabuck.
Hecto-dollars!
Kilo dollars.
Okay, Inchworm, let's make that metrics.
Thousand meter one
Millimeter, milliliter, milligram.
Yeah, we never
Hundreds,
got it. We don't
centimeter,
get into
centigram.
yeah, kilodollars.
Tenths,
Decimeter, deciliter, decigram.
What year was this from, Beach?
1975.
liter,
Gram.
I remember when my
Decameter, deciliter,
when my
decagram.
grandparents moved, they
Hundreds.
moved into a
Hectometer,
smaller
hectoliter,
place, and so we were
hectogram.
helping them clean out some of their stuff,
Thousands.
and they had
Kilometer,
a bunch of
kiloliter,
books that were like,
kilogram.
or a bunch of copies of a book that was like why the metric system is bad.
No,
It was
really?
like it was like an
Congratulations, worm, you
anti-metric system.
mastered metrics. Got your
thing.
units?
One of the few things I kept from my grandmother's
sizes.
estate was a measuring tape for
Got my bounce.
clothing making that
Then
was
get going.
from the
There's
Canadian
a big
metric
world out there, and it needs measuring.
proponents.
So long, Inchworm.
Oh, I see. They were like giving out.
Inchworm.
They were giving out
From
measurements.
now on, I'm
It's got a
meter
nice logo
worm.
too.
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow.
We got our meter worm.
Look at how fast he is.
Metrics
We call
for
that
measure.
We call that a python.
I've never heard. Like I've never heard like the metric system. Like it's always the metric system, not metrics.
Ooh, actually, no. I rescind my statement that a meter worm is a Python because Python is absolutely an imperial programming language. We need Ruby.
All right.
That was
We learned
very educational.
Learning's kind of boring, though.
Yeah.
We learned all the ways things are shaped and measured.
I mean, to be honest, visually that was kind of a cool little presentation.
Thank you. I made it myself.
I also learned some. Foreign people are very light.
It reminded me
Like 3
actually
grams.
of some. Anybody seen the Phantom Toll Booth, the movie?
No,
It's,
didn't know what it
it's
was.
a really, really good movie. But anyway, the animation style reminded me a little bit of that. It's like sort of that like hand drawn, and you can see it like where like that like every frame has been drawn, so there's like
Yep.
that slight shift.
But it's still animated on the 12s.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's put it to a vote. Who wants to learn more?
Oh,
Who doesn't want to learn anymore?
yeah, no.
Oh crap.
Hell yeah. Cartoons, baby. Let's watch cartoons now.
I could find more animated.
No. We're going to watch some cartoons. Paul, what are we going to watch?
Well, this is like this is still school.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just more like Friday afternoon, right before a long weekend.
Oh, okay.
school.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
rolling in the CRT on the cart.
Yeah, bring in the big CRT on the cart.
Hell yeah.
Hope that Betamax tape doesn't snap.
How about Superman the Bulleteers?
Yeah.
Sure. Stereo optical processing apparatus patented.
Goddamn you too.
It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman. Superman.
Max Fleischer.
In faded Technicolor.
Volunteers.
The Bulleteers. It's even like the Rocketeer sort of font.
Yeah.
Is that just a name for a guy who shoots people?
Man,
A Bulleteer.
I haven't seen MCM in a long time.
I am a gun wrangler.
This is on
Faster
the-
than a speeding bullet,
You've seen
more
the
powerful
Riders.
than a locomotive,
Faster than a
able to leap
Bulleteer.
tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the man of steel.
called only in a single bound. Also, we can fly.
That weird
So there's
red and black
Remarkable
logo.
physical strength,
Yeah.
Superman fights a never-ending
buildings in a
battle
single
for
bound
truth
thing
and
is
justice.
kind of
Disguised as a
not
mild-mannered
important.
newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
You should have kept the cape.
Clark Kent, you think Clark Kent needs a cape?
I think he needs a cape. Or
You
a
can
cloak.
just hover.
Hey, happy birthday, me.
You were born March 27th, 1942.
Yeah, then crawled back in for another 68 years.
They robbed that bank.
It's police headquarters. The Bank of Police Headquarters.
I was just
Car
going.
destroys police headquarters.
You know what,
Is
Mr.
that? Did I just make it quieter
End in Lois Lane and Clark
for you
Kent.
guys? No, it shouldn't go quieter for us, but hopefully it just got quieter for the audience.
Well, I mean, this was the 50s. They had to have separate entrances
Give me a
for men and
follow-up on
women.
this
Yeah.
phone call.
Assuming the buttons are working correctly.
Chad is consistent as always.
Your police station today was only a
Thank you,
small
thank you.
demonstration of our power. Unless your mayor turns over the entire funds to the city treasury, power plants, firehouses, and all municipal buildings will be next.
But that's over $10,000.
Take heed.
That's a
This is your last warning.
10 kilo.
Could you say it again without the echo?
Yeah.
Can we get microphones like at the table?
That'd be actually sick.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
What are the authorities
man,
going to
right
do
on my
about this,
scope.
Mr. Mayor?
We won't be intimidated by criminal threats. Law and order must and will prevail.
Definitely not intimidated.
This is the not intimidated.
This is our gun of non-intimidation.
It's a goofy siege. Did that say dynamite?
ammunition.
Ammunition.
Oh, thank you. It's in red boxes, I assume it's dynamite.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
if you shoot it, it explodes.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Mayor defies threats of the Bulletiers.
Bulleteers are angry at the name.
I like that that's how they found out that the
Yeah.
mayor's saying
Yeah,
he says no.
They have a subscription and they deliver the paper up there.
They're like, yes, we will expect your response in the headline of tomorrow's newspaper.
3 guys to fly
This
this?
sucker's steam powered.
The guy in the back is not doing anything. He's just balanced.
He's just there to talk to keep people awake during the long drive.
Oh man, this animation. Oh.
It's really good.
These Max Fleischer, they had this cool background style that's like partially video, like partially actual like. Whoa!
Just jam the wings somewhere inside the fuselage, I guess.
So it travels in a straight line.
Like a bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea is that it smashes into the thing.
Yep. And it just goes through. It wins.
When you uncross your eyes.
Oh, so much for those 3 guys.
Okay. No, they're fine.
Oh no, dynamos!
The power plant has defeated the Bulleteers.
Yeah, I feel like there's some serious issues with this mode of travel.
The presses have stopped.
Oh no! Stop the presses! The presses have stopped!
How will the Bulleteers know what the mayor thinks?
Eat shit, Clark.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Well, why were you going to get
I
in
was
the
gonna
car?
say, you think Superman would have stepped in when they were like getting out the guns and reinforcing the treasury?
Yeah. Boing. It's got
So every one of those has got 3 guys inside.
Yeah. It's the same 3 guys.
Man, that car must have like a
it's the same
4-cylinder
3
engine.
guys?
Oh, yeah.
They just punched it away.
Yeah, right.
Those
All
are
right,
doing
boys,
great.
in
Yeah.
sequence.
Just aim towards the large buildings.
Oh,
Oh no.
Lois, no. Good thing your car is made of American steel. Almost
Like
missed my
checked to
hair.
see if she was okay.
No, he knew she was fine.
You can hear her heartbeat.
Yeah.
You're flying along in your bullet. And then that's crawling down the hood at you.
Does this ever happen to you?
Like they pulled the wings in, but they could still do some pretty amazing maneuvering.
I'm gonna guess that's through like thrust vector.
I love that he needed to push off with the foot for leverage there.
Because he can't fly.
Yeah.
This is
all
still where
jumping.
he's technically still
Yeah.
jumping.
He hasn't learned how to push off of air particles with his feet.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't reached Super Saiyan status yet.
Right.
He still has his tail.
Oh, Lois Lane is very plucky.
Yep.
Well, they actually got to the.
Shapley Collins.
We had to put this whole thing to bed in a big hurry.
Let's just go inside. There's lots of room in here.
Hell yes!
Just smash
That's
the
praxis.
shit out.
That's praxis.
Yeah. That's great.
Wow, I thought she was a reporter. Not the hero of the show.
Did she just hide? Is that...
Almost.
Nice try. Nice try.
Didn't she just smash the controller?
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't do anything there. Oh, that's great.
Oh, you gave it winglets.
Efficient.
Oh no, it's too smooth.
There we go.
Let's drive it into the ground.
The rocket is perfectly smooth.
My erstwhile girlfriend's in there.
Left hand.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, can opener.
Yeah, I was hoping to
Get
like.
stormed.
Yoink.
There we go.
I thought he was just
Yoink.
all three in one hand.
He's got big hands. I think just keeps tunneling towards the center
Such
of the earth.
strong hands.
People who live in the suburbs are worthless than people who live downtown.
Superman save a city from.
Nice going, Lois. Another great scoop for you.
It was easy. Thanks to Superman.
I was really hoping that her smashing the controls would have had more of an effect.
I mean, if they had made that episode today, like in My Adventures of Superman, it definitely
You
would.
couldn't make that today.
Everything's fly-by-wire these days.
When the bullet car was flying around, it had no wheels. But when it was parked in its garage,
Oh, they pop out.
Beautiful, like swoopy, like DeSoto looking, or what was the name of that car that has a beautiful look to it? I can't remember now. But yeah, and I guess everything pops out of the
Corolla.
inside. Toyota Corolla, yeah.
1989.
It's the like the idea where you just like the villain's plan is that we'll make a car that's a bullet and then just like drive it into things. Which,
Make the front really hot so it emits light.
This was Max Fleischer's play at trying to warn everybody about the dangers of automobiles in today's. It's like we should be banning cars because this is just what's going to happen.
Maybe it's that cars belong on the ground and we shouldn't try flying because that'll clog up
true.
the airspace.
That's
and
good,
like,
yep.
what will happen if your car flies into a police office?
Nobody's ever going to fly a plane into a building.
No.
No.
so I had like Robot Boat. It's the chitty chitty bang bang of evil.
Chitty chitty death bang.
All right. Hey, you want to watch another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what makes movies better? Cartoons better? Candy!
Oh, yeah!
All
It's in the
right.
Japanese language, but this is good too.
James is the best substitute teacher ever.
All right, Ian, you wanted
Ooh, crispy kettle chips of the jalapeno variety.
Beej, you
I
wanted.
sure wanted those munchies. Absolutely.
Nice. Paul,
Oh, I got super nibs.
Corey.
Super nibs. I want his super nibs.
What? You wanted peanut butter M&Ms. That's what you asked for.
Peanut.
Oh, peanut. I heard peanut butter
Yeah,
as
I
well.
also heard
though,
peanut
yeah.
butter. So
Yes, vindicated!
I wasn't listening.
Do you want to
Apparently none
trade
of us
for
were
what I got?
listening.
Corey, do you want to trade with what I got? Are you
Probably
sure?
got something gross like raisins.
Nope. I got mini Doritos.
Nice.
Mini Doritos?
I don't know. I saw these in a Pringles can and I was like, yep, I'm getting these.
Is that just regular Doritos that broke?
again, not sponsored anyway, but these are the official crunch of the CFL,
Ooh.
which I guess means that they're rolling back on their contusions, but also pick 'em.
Pick 'em.
Pick 'em.
Pick 'em.
These are for you and for us and for everyone and pour toi and pour nous and pour nous too and
Poor new too.
Yep, I'm sharing, actually, if anybody's interested.
anything else in these.
Agreed. Well,
Wait.
those are too small.
Mini dirt. What?
Here,
Hey, look.
here, Chad.
Oh, wait, what?
Eat up.
No.
Aw.
You got me Doritos and oh.
Yeah. And Sun Chips and pretzels and Cheetos.
Yeah, those are the best.
But yes,
They're for the indecisive person, and I like to think of myself as very
I'll have a
indecisive.
single nib. Thank you. Well, that's on me. Manju.
Nib, please. You want
Nib.
some peanut butter?
Nib me.
sure.
All right.
It's like nachos. You just whatever sticks together, you get.
Oh, I understand.
Nib beach.
No, thank you.
They seem thinner than they used to be.
Yeah, these are, I don't know.
I'm glad you found the resealable side, Paul.
Now you have to eat the whole thing. That's your
Them's the
responsibility.
Well, why would that be the resealable side?
Right?
Wow. I'm
Oh, because you reach in through
Look.
the yellow side and you peel out one.
I don't read my candy, okay?
All right.
Especially useful come around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right.
This next episode.
They're not Twizzlers, they're smooth.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have, and it could continuing the theme of science gone amok.
Batman.
We have the mechanical monsters.
This one got quieter.
Yeah.
Quiet for them, too.
Yeah.
Paramount is not the studio I associate with Superman. That's probably just the modern day in me.
Yeah. Because it's Warner Brothers now that
Yeah.
has DC's
Yeah.
license, yeah.
It's gotta be hard since you were born in 1942.
Recorded on a Western Electric noiseless recording.
Look, scientists are always trying to get a hold of my bones because they think they can build boxes that won't be interfered with by radiation from the atomic detonations.
Is that better for volume?
Sounds better in here, so.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton.
There's no real good metaphor, right? They can like show the bullet, they can, or not even metaphor, right? Just descriptor. It's like, oh, show a bullet, show a locomotive, but you can't show a building jumping over itself.
Superman fights a never-ending battle for
How would it
truth
work
and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered
he
newspaper
could-
reporter.
If he could jump a building in 2 bounds.
Do you have a triple jump?
He like jumps and then like stops halfway up and then has to jump again.
Double jumping.
Roll
Right.
up, roll
Wow.
up,
Simon
roll
Ark
up.
is correct that Miyazaki basically ripped this entirely off for an episode of Lupin III Part 2.
Oh really?
Yep.
But that's because Lupin's Superman,
Yeah,
so it's fine.
It does kind of look like the Miyazaki like flying robot
it absolutely.
Is that Vincent Price?
that he's used a bunch of times, like in La Puta.
Looking like Vincent Price is a very popular look in the 40s, especially for Vincent Price.
But yeah, the robot even had the same.
Yeah, the thing with the
in the
blades
neck,
around the
yeah.
neck, yeah.
I want to fix that short circuit.
That's its thinking.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Oh, made of money, slow down.
I gotta really go.
Man,
You gotta dump, you gotta dump.
robots are a good investment.
Wait, is this also inspiration for Short Circuit?
Even back then, Boston Dynamics was doing some secret stuff. Mysterious.
Jules! It says Jules! It says Jules! Thank Christ! Oh my God! That was a bad place to put them! Oh God!
I think it would be okay without
I didn't know whether I should trust it or not. I'm like, I gotta tell people that it's not weird.
Don't worry. It's a Star of India on the building.
Very pretty.
This is a house of jewels.
This is a very impractical way of displaying your jewels.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Lois, what are you doing here?
Oh, just getting the woman's angle on this story.
Your face is at too many different angles. That's the problem.
Her face is out of. There's a woman's angle on this.
Uh-oh, robot.
Oh, they're back.
The guns?
The cops had Tommy guns back then.
Yep. For a while. Everyone did. Taking down the mob. See?
Wow.
Even babies had Tommy guns.
I love back in the day when it was number 5, but now he's
the number
13.
5. It was definitely number 5.
Yeah, but there was like a number 25 and
exactly.
then number 7.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Implying that, yeah, this man has made a lot of Avas.
back when doors were 50 feet high, and you just went through the window anyway.
You fool! You want to get trampled?
Good for Lois.
I eat one bag of peanut.
Now this seems a little awkward as a means to get, like, you gotta put them behind you and.
What you want to do is have the vacuum in the arms.
It would be pretty terrifying to be attacked by a giant robot that had a number 13 on it. You'd be like, oh no, there's 12 other ones.
There's an implication.
You're gonna fall in?
Get in there.
Oh, absolutely.
She doesn't even have her wrench. How's she supposed to smash it from the inside?
She's also not dressed like Nausicaa yet.
She's got all those jewels. You might just like wrap it around her fist and then.
You know, just grab some diamonds and just scratch to hell until you get to the circuitry.
So Lois's MO in this particular age seems to be just find the bad guy's thing and then get into it.
I think she's just trying to scoop off the top too.
Like a reporter.
Yeah. And if something bad happens, Superman will probably be around somewhere.
Oh, that's good.
That's even better.
Wow. The peyote kicked in.
That looks so good, though.
Yeah, it smells like rotoscope.
Yeah. You had to find some guy who could open his eyes real wide, though. Oh, it's a magnesium alloy.
Interference.
Like, we
Do a barrel roll.
We've only seen one robot.
No, this is number 13.
Yeah, we've only seen one move, other than this one and 5.
But like, we saw both 13 and 5 attacking, but we never saw them on the screen at the same time. Like, I think it was just one robot that they messed up the number on. There's no indication that there were 2 robots there.
Well, it wasn't a very good parking job, too. Like, we saw, 3, 7, 5. Wow.
Wow.
She ate them all.
She get up. This time the robot brought me a lady. See, 5 is just there.
I think he's got spare parts. He's been swapping them around.
You'll read about it in tomorrow's paper.
Eat shit, Svengali. Oh, those hands.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Superman, he's being electrified.
Really?
Is it about the robots?
Yes.
Clear it out.
It's like the cameraman is like, what am I supposed to be pointing at?
Let's find our protagonist.
Why does he?
Will Lois Lane please step forward?
He has like a lava bed. Oh man.
I guess he's melting down jewels to make a bigger jewel.
This is just Dwarf
Oh,
Fortress.
this is his whole like robot assembly
This
line.
is Dwarf Fortress.
Oh no.
Dwarf Fortress.
First, I have to pull this all the way up into the air before I lower it.
I couldn't find my hook, so you're going to have to sit very quietly up there.
Change your mind.
Good ratchet.
Oh.
This will change your mind?
Yep.
What does he want her to do?
Steal jewels?
They fell out, dude.
Superman.
They're in the woods.
Oh, he wants to know whether.
Fibonacci sequence comes to life.
Oh no, number bunchers.
Can't just laboriously show every robot.
And I'm the
getting out.
Troggle.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Ah! Whoa!
Hey, what about this is leaping tall buildings in a single bound?
Oh, Jesus. Just like 15 flamethrowers plus they're jumping on. Like that's a pretty solid attack right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, also, yeah, it bugs me that this guy doesn't line his robots up in number order.
Yeah. I mean, the robots should be doing that themselves, really. They should know where they belong.
Ah!
Got out of the place with all the
Well,
fire.
this'll stop Superman.
I'll go to all the place with all the fire.
Man, luckily that was such an absurdly slow lowering mechanism.
The camera had a long.
Step and she's doomed.
The camera had a long way to go to get here, but he only had like a short walk. Hey!
Well,
She's dead.
Oh, that was easy. Yeah.
Make some more robots.
Okay.
bam.
I blocked him with my alien cape.
Even his cape is invincible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this part.
You're right, Paul, because that,
Shit their pants all the way down.
that suit came in the rocket with him.
Right.
Which means it would have been woven with Kryptonian flax under the red sun of Krypton, thereby making it impervious to things on Earth.
Kryptonian living.
That's a wonderful story, Lois.
Thanks, Clark, but I own
comic,
all
which
the
is a sequel
Superman.
to this episode. It's called The Last Mechanical Monster, and it takes place after that guy gets out of jail as a geriatric.
Oh.
Wow. They let him out of jail.
It always ends on like Clark Kent looking kind of smug. Like, sorry.
Yeah. It's a derivative work of a public domain thing, therefore it's copyright.
Someone's getting some tonight, and that man is not Clark Kent.
Yeah. It's. I do like that. So I mean, we only have a basis of 2 so far. Both of them have been ends with Superman. He's got like his Lois grab an arm,
Yeah.
and his bad guy
Grab an arm. Yep. So, shall we see if we can go 3 for 3?
What will happen to him this time?
All right.
Will Superman get the
May I have a few of
go,
your-
or will he just get left out in the cold?
Well, speaking of which, how about Superman and the Arctic Giant?
The Terror.
Does he never fight anything more existential, like
Up in the sky, look!
How?
the fall of the middle
This?
class?
With his jumping ability?
Again, the typography just off the wall.
I love the first names in the credits because a lot of them are just ones I don't see anymore.
Ruben.
Bill, Ted, Sammy.
Noiseless recording.
Dave.
Dave is not
Faster
bad.
than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton. The Man of Steel. Superman.
Stranger from the planet Krypton.
Yep.
Possessing remarkable physical
Don't
strength,
forget.
Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
I think he still has like the Superman pose.
Penetrating deep into the frozen wastes of the great Arctic plains, an archaeological expedition searching for prehistoric
that very short
fossils
time
makes an
we were friendly with the
amazing
Soviets.
discovery. A huge monster, as lifelike in appearance as when it roamed the earth millions of years ago in the Mesozoic age, is found frozen in the ice in a state of perfect preservation.
Is this before
Constantly
the
handicapped
US
by the hazardous
made
sub-zero
Alaska
elements, the scientists and their
Probably
band of tireless
1942.
workers succeed in removing the mammoth creature from the frozen pit.
Alaska
The ice-encased monster is loaded into the hold of a huge freighter equipped with a special
1959.
refrigeration plant
Yeah.
and brought to this country. Here, in a specially constructed wing of the Museum of Natural Science, this awe-inspiring creature is
We used to
displayed to
build
the public
beautiful
for
things.
the first time.
We used to build beautiful things.
Tyrannosaurus.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Scaled it up about 30 times.
Isn't this the plot of like the most recent God? No, not the most recent, but like one of the recent Godzilla things.
Oh yeah. For them finding like
Frozen monsters.
dinosaurs.
Find like
If the
Ghidorah
ice were
and,
permitted to thaw,
ice,
there's
yeah.
a possibility the monster might still be alive? Thank you, Professor.
Yes, Chief.
Lois, there's a new angle on that frozen monster story. Get over to the museum
This
and
is
see
the
what's
40s.
doing.
We think people
They've
who are
got him in
sleeping
a
are dead all
special
the time.
refrigerator.
Okay, Chief.
That's why we put those little strings with bells on the tombstones. They can let us know to dig them back up.
Want me to go over there with you?
No, thanks. You'd probably faint if you saw the monster. You scare so easily.
Maybe she's right, but Superman hasn't fainted yet.
Saying that out loud where everyone in God can hear.
And produces the necessary refrigeration. The control board is downstairs. I'll show it. The power plant is
Shake
operating
hands
from
with
this
danger.
board.
Yeah.
The thermometer must be watched constantly, as any rise in temperature might prove dangerous.
Nothing could have stopped this.
Superman fighting negligence now.
Oh man, those blade switches.
Quick, jam and wrench in it, jam and wrench in it.
Boy, what a story.
Freezing, melting.
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 That is a terrible temperature gauge.
Yeah, we should have one of those outside of a bank.
It is thawing fast.
That's global warming for you.
No, danger.
If you cook your dinosaur from frozen, it's faster and more delicious.
Clogs the juices inside.
Really, just the giant bits of ice falling from the ceiling would kill about 30 people.
Use the nearest exit.
Like it wouldn't melt this fast like with a
Keep moving. We
flamethrower.
have to clear this room at once.
I'm genuinely curious what the end goal here is. Do you freeze the monster again? Do you...
I think you just kill it.
It's gonna go in the ocean.
Didn't do anything
Hello, Chief.
wrong.
Send the riot squad. We're in
I
trouble.
have my car battery, but
I'm a little concerned that Lois just lacks some sort of survival instinct. Does she just, is it a death wish or?
You gotta take risks if you gotta get the story.
Give me the city desk.
That
Hurry.
was a donkey sound effect.
This is their take on Godzilla, basically.
this is pre-Godzilla.
This is pretty good.
Godzilla did not exist until after the atomic bomb.
Right, of course. So, yeah.
Wow.
So Godzilla is a ripoff of this.
Yes, absolutely. Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, this dinosaur is a lot bigger than it was previously, right?
That tail whip was just to be shitty.
It's because it was cold before.
I'm not crazy. Rush some men down here.
I was in the pool.
All cars, proceed to fit the men at once.
Muck in
city.
Jewel.
Better get over there, Kent. Right.
I like in city dot. Did you have to send all those dots?
I send them as an ellipses. It's one character.
Guy comes over and is like, "Hey, Clark. Oh, sorry."
He's coming out of the Daily Planet. Come on, man.
This is so great.
I like his like delicate jumping.
Yeah.
Just immediately find somebody for this. Oh.
Who is he gonna find? Lois. Oh.
Can't stop to help.
Because Lois was like in a phone booth or something, right?
Yep.
Yep. It got crushed right about here.
Yeah, perfect.
If I know Lois, she's probably
Yep.
What to do.
Just find where the most damage is and dig into it. It's probably where she is.
God, she's warm for his form. She's like, right out of that moment, she's like, I was almost dead, but then you came along, and now I'm feeling weirdly aroused.
But
It's
her,
like,
her hair looks like a shopping bag full of root beer.
Oh no.
you don't build your town like right
perfect.
next to a
Great.
dam. You just don't do that.
Guns
Yeah.
and water.
Maybe
he's
first
allergic to
responders. Thank you for your service.
Shooting
Just
him with
signs all over again.
Oh, the
Shooting him with
arrows,
water
no.
didn't help. What more could we do?
Fix this bridge real quick.
God, Superman's so busy in this one.
Yeah.
Heat breath to weld it back to
No, he's gonna prop it up.
Yeah. Does he have? He's got heat vision.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Rome,
At one point, he's got like freezing breath.
I like how the traffic just keeps going.
I mean, I don't want to get off the bridge too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Destroying the bridge. No.
They wouldn't need this cable for any other reason.
Ah!
And 40 people die. God, she's good.
No, she's fast.
Wow.
Oh no!
How does she always know how to get inside the enemy?
You're right.
Yeah.
The third one, she's crawled inside.
This time, stay put.
Yes, my lord, and thanks.
Now she's frightened of him.
Just punch a dinosaur in the neck.
Superman, subdues Arcticus.
They kept it.
Monster displayed in
Public in part zoo? What?
They kept the dinosaur in a
Getting
pit.
that monster story, Lois.
That's literally like how King
Me?
Kong starts with the bad
I
part.
must have fainted.
Again,
Don't break the fourth wall, you son of a bitch. Jeez.
Again, the fade out on the smug Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that one he didn't have like the one hand for Lois and one
That's
hand
true,
for
yeah.
Batman.
This time it's both arms for Lois.
Were there? I mean, in a lot of ways, was there a bad guy in that?
No.
Civil engineering.
I think
Those bridges just fell apart.
I
Like,
think
let's
you'll
be
find
honest.
that once again, beauty killed the beast. Or at least imprisoned it in a zoo.
I'm
Capitalism.
still stuck on that bridge because the monster goes right through it.
Oh, yeah.
Tears it apart like taffy. It acted like taffy, and then Superman puts the bridge. He lifts the bridge deck up. Then he just kind of lets it be there, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's fine," and I'll just take the rest of the cables that were holding the bridge up because that's how physics
Well,
works.
as someone who dropped out of engineering school, I think what happened is that he pulled the remaining bridge towards the area and kept everything under tension that way, thereby allowing it to keep up.
Yeah, he tried it.
So it's probably good for maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then it'll fall apart.
Yep, you know, it's, I mean, if we're talking about real America, it's there to this day.
Still bearing loads.
You can't say something like he tied the bridge up because that's not how it.
Just like a bad guy.
Oh, good.
All right.
Did he get Lois in his saving arm? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, from the mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all want to do one more?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Let's do one more.
One more?
Let's do one more.
We had two choices.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Actually, I like this.
Superman in Volcano.
Strong.
Superman in $1 Billion Limited.
Superman beats the billionaire.
Does he have to spend $1 billion or he doesn't inherit it?
I do not know what the plan is.
I mean, I'm really keen to see what $1 billion limited means in the 40s.
Like I think it's a train.
Oh, yeah.
Limited? Yeah.
Fancy train.
And it's called $1 billion.
Yeah.
$1 billion in the 40s.
That's a lot of damn money. Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Check the patent.
They made, I mean, it's a phone number. They made some beautiful trains in the 40s.
It's a plane! It's Superman!
We did the bit on Rapid Fire. We're like, it's a bird, it's a plane. Oh, it's a bird.
It's a
Why were you so excited about a bird?
It's a bird.
I like birds. Yeah! $1 million limited.
Is it a train? Okay.
We'll call for a locomotive. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah,
off.
let's.
Is that better for volume?
Classified and passed by the National Board of Review. Nothing untowards here.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton.
There is a bit like that.
the
That
man
like
of steel.
it's almost ballet-esque. It's sort of
Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Good shoulders.
Tiny knot.
$1 billion in gold? That's a lot of freaking gold.
Largest single shipment of gold ever attempted. By
We
Lois
should
Lane.
tell all the criminals.
Attempted, you say?
The government does not feel this is foolish at all.
Dwight D. Eisenhower?
Government gave everyone guns.
Yep.
I can't wait to play
Even the
this map and
criminals.
ticket the
Everybody
ride.
has guns now. Those are some strong dudes.
Dude,
like,
yeah, man.
That's a huge, those are like bigger than regular gold bars. Those
Yeah.
are like gold plates.
Double thick.
Double stuffed
Sorry,
gold.
I can't go with you, Lois, but I have another story to cover.
Oh, that's all right, Clark. I'll see you in the office.
I do kind of like that gold is such a pain to move around. That they have, you know, in the big gold vaults in like the Church of, or the Bank of England, or
let's be honest, and the Church of England. But yeah.
and the in Fort Knox and stuff. They just go like, okay, that shelf is now you can have that gold now.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, I want to spend this gold on that. And they're like, okay, well, we'll just write down that that one is over there now. We don't want to move it.
They're all serial number marked, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They are.
Yeah. But they just like write down which one goes where, rather than actually moving it physically.
Jesus.
So, gold is being treated like a cashless society.
So $1 billion in gold from this era. That train
It's going very fast.
is very heavy.
The train's not going to stop.
This car thinks it's going to make a difference, though, I
And it
bet.
has a weirdly a lot of mounted passengers.
I like the rear fin. That's cool.
Oh, wow, they disconnect so easily. Just a lever on the outside.
Dave, there's people in there.
Did they disconnect the car that had all the people in it?
I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah, Trojan.
And nope.
We put our most effective police officers on this.
Let's run towards danger.
Also, why does
That sounds like a dangerous typewriter.
Bullets are whizzing in my direction.
All right, that's one of the bad guys.
why does the gold transport thing have like just an empty passenger car attached to it?
It was just for Lois.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's nobody else in there.
Good thing I'm adept at running a train.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
She
Tommy Gun
watched
Lois.
Watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Oh, Lord.
Hell yeah. Just gonna blow on through. Whoa, shit, wait.
Yeah. Lois is adept with
Please respond.
Lois is adept with all different types of typewriters.
This is gonna cause havoc with passenger rail traffic.
she's gonna make Tommy Gun her thing. She's just like, I'm gonna blow up this report.
I've never felt so powerful.
Oh shit, there is a train.
Running wild.
This looks like a job for Superman.
You go, this looks like a job for Superman.
Gold gone wild.
I love they always do it in shadow.
Yeah.
Still got my biceps.
And then he just kind of walks.
That color transition was really good too, right? Because he was lit up on one side, so it was kind of green, and he came out of it. That looked real good.
I would love to see a properly restored Technicolor print of this.
Ah, yes, this is definitely not going to have any problems.
Danger explosives.
Why do we even have that switch?
What if we just blow all the gold up?
I mean, that's wealth redistribution.
Who left that there?
Yeah.
I could push the train, but instead I'll do this.
Sure, that works. Yeah, someone said 900 tons would be
Of gold.
this much gold.
And then how much does a rail car weigh? I'd assume like maybe 40, 50 tons.
I like these guys are not like, let's steal the gold. These guys are, let's destroy the train.
Let's crash the economy.
And then I guess we'll get the gold out of the... Oh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do it.
And up!
Jump
Galaxy Express 39.
We'll take you on a journey. How did you get to the back?
Soup, you're gonna
Really
wanna
fast.
use those knees later for golf? Like,
And these guys just don't quit.
What the fuck is that?
Football.
oh, we're leaving.
I missed it by that much.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
I can't. You know, I have the cape that protects against lava, but I couldn't just dive inside and get it. Now it's really out of control. Bye.
No, trying to catch.
If only he could be faster than something that was, say, a speeding locomotive.
Oh, is he gonna haul us the
he's
whole
more
way?
powerful.
Oh, you're right. Well,
Wait.
Does it say super glue? What does it say?
Tear gas.
your guess.
No.
If he cries, he'll let go of the train.
Your weapons are useless against me.
Yes.
Just throw the box.
Red just
Occupy Wall
panics.
Street.
We finally found Superman's weakness, a box of tear gas.
Superman's so manly that crying just is the one thing that he
Yeah.
can't do.
Nice.
Choo-choo.
I wouldn't even have bothered to run, like get out of his way, like to run like that. I would have just like stepped aside.
He's just like, I'll take it myself. Yeah, government bid.
Spider-Man couldn't do this.
Was the idea that you're just taking it out for a little ride? Like, where was it coming from?
Superman disappeared.
From where they keep the $1 billion gold shipments.
Fair.
And it had to go to the mint for where they use all the gold.
Uncanny how Superman turns up just when you need him.
I didn't even get a chance to thank him.
You're such a shit.
Oh my god! That man got thanked.
We used to we give DreamWorks a lot of shit for the
It's really the Fleischer brothers.
It's do all of Lois Lane's Superman stories like end with like, and then Superman disappeared. Nobody knows where he went.
I mean, I think she had proper binocular vision, and she'd be able to tell where he went. Like, she's got her eyes on the side of her head like a prey animal.
It's the thing with the train and stuff there. Obvious, it's silly, but like I always thought it would be actually like a really cool thing in like a Superman or like some other thing with a superhero who's got like, especially like the like super strength and flying specifically. Like to have, like in like, like if you have Superman, you have like Supergirl or whatever, who's, new to the planet and has all these powers, and like have they have like a scene or a thing of like Superman being like, okay, you've got super strength, you've got flying and stuff. This is how to pick up a plane. Without breaking the plane. Like this is like you can't just.
You're right.
Like
Superman has to have super engineering skills.
Like if Superman attempts to lift a plane just by like what?
He's grabbing the tail. It's
he's
gonna
just a
rip her
bullet
off. Yeah.
going through the plane, right? So, but I love the idea that. But I just sort of like I like the idea of like this concept of like, okay, I've got all this strength, but how trying to sort of figuring out how to use your strength to actually help people in a useful way.
I know how he does it, at least mechanically. I just figured it out. He has the X-ray vision. which means he can see exactly which of those struts are load-bearing.
Right.
And he just lets his eyes glaze over, and then he...
Yeah.
That's how he fixed that bridge. You can tell which parts were loaded.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
He grew up on a farm. He knows how to handle a tractor.
Yeah.
I also thought it would be really cool. I think it would probably look stupid, which is part of the reason why they don't do it. But I always thought that like a Superman fight scene, especially like if he's like, fighting Zod or like another Kryptonian, like I would love to see a really talented fight choreographer choreograph a fight scene with Superman, and it's like, okay, you have this guy whose strength to body weight ratio is completely out of whack, but also he doesn't rely on like traction with the ground
All the time.
in order to do stuff. He can fly, and so like his footing doesn't really matter.
No.
His like leverage doesn't and so the idea of like taking somebody who really knows, different types of martial arts or different like how fight choreography works. I mean, like how could this guy actually fight?
God, would
I feel like it would actually you would do that, and then like in the movie it might look stupid because it would look like weird wire work or something. But I always thought it would be pretty cool.
it would be really cool to see a villain who's like just an expert in judo, who gives himself just enough of a cybernetic body to be able to redirect Superman's strength at the same level,
Right.
and just completely dominate him.
But theoretically, you shouldn't be able to like really throw Superman.
Well,
because you just sort of
You've got me thinking now, where does the energy go when he's flying? Like, what's he pushing up against? To your question, Beach, Pa Kent absolutely sold the tractor as soon as he found out what his son was capable of, and he's just hauling those plows through the field all day long when he's not at school.
He has to keep the tractor for appearances.
Yes, but he doesn't pay for gas anymore.
No, he doesn't, or maintenance or anything. He's just like, you know what? It'll just sit in the barn.
In the front yard.
Somebody comes around and asking about, like, boy, how'd you manage to do like 100 acres? It's like, oh, well, take care of the tractor, Yeah. Meanwhile, Clark's all like, take good care of the tractor.
But anyway, I always thought that would be like an interesting idea, like somebody whose basic like physics of fighting is entirely different for him.
I would love to see an aftermath discussion of how the orbit and rotation of the Earth has changed after a significant Superman fight with someone of his power level.
Right, yeah.
Well, the North American the North American plate has now been shifted 8 inches to the east.
Yeah, look forward to those earthquakes in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right, friends. I think we'll call a vibe there, because my God, it's already been like an hour and 45 minutes. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. Do super appreciate it. Apologies for the bait and switch. I know that a lot of you were looking forward to live. I promise you, we are always looking forward to live. We do love that show. It just wasn't in the cards tonight.
We did the best we could.
But we will be back in September for the next episode. So, yeah, we'll see you later next month for a real episode of Loading Ready Live. But for now, we don't actually have anything. Goodbye!
Bye. And then